I'm Peter Merrill, and I chair the Canadian National Committee to the ISO Technical Committee on Innovation Management. And we have been developing this standard over the last 2 to 3 years, and it's going to provide a framework for people who want to implement innovation management in their organization. Yeah, a lot of people think that you can't produce a standard which is about innovation and particularly about creativity. Well, there's two issues here. First of all, it's not a set of practices that people have to follow. It's better thought of as a collection of knowledge from around the planet. Over 30 countries are involved in this, and what we're doing is harvesting everybody's knowledge on innovation and capturing it in one place so that people around the world are going to be able to use it to guide themselves through innovation management. Yes, a lot of people think that ISO standards are about writing documents. That is very much the old world. It's what I call 90s thinking. In fact, ISO standards have changed enormously since those days. And in fact, in the new standard and the new structure that is being used, there are no mandatory documents. Well, that's not quite true. You need to actually document the scope of the system, but that's about the limit. The real issue is about the flow of information and making sure people have access to information they need. So that old 90s thinking of the document is very much past history, even though a lot of people still carry that old baggage, shall I call it, in their minds. Yes, the standard starts by saying, look outside. What's going on in the world? And clause 4 of the standard is called context, and asks an organization to look at those external forces, because they exert an influence on the way we run any organization. And then that flows into clause 5, which is leadership, and the job of leadership is to take those forces and set direction and strategy for the organization. Those are, you might call them, the external influences on the core activity of the organization. And the core is this plan, do, check, act cycle. We plan and set targets and objectives, we execute, we monitor performance, and very importantly, and especially in the creative phase of innovation, monitoring performance is not something to be ignored. And we're always finally, in clause 10, looking to improve the way we do things. Now, one clause I missed is the core support clause 7, which is where we capture things like culture, the different issues that have to be addressed in culture, knowledge management, all of those sort of core issues to any management system. In order to be effective, in order to really deliver the most effectively, you need to capture all the points of a management system. And that's what this standard brings to the table. Think of it in many ways as a checklist of all the things an organization should do. But within the standard, although I have not mentioned this before, the human component is a crucial issue, and it's almost implicit right through the standard. The individual's knowledge being part of collective knowledge, the individual's influence on culture, and the collaboration between individuals. So it comes in many, many times, the individual aspect. You know, what excites me about this whole mission, I'll call it, is that it's bringing together countries from around the world who are freely sharing their knowledge on innovation and innovation management. And in 2018, we're going to have a document that people will be able to use and use as a kind of a way of ensuring that they have covered their bases properly as they implement innovation management.